Hey, all you bountiful bards and bardettes, welcome back to I Cast Vicious Mockery. I'm Austin.
I'm Matt.
We've got stuff for you today. We've got a lot of stuff for you. We're redoing the intro.
Got it. Sure.
That guy's I forgot, and then I did the whole intro, and I heard myself talk, and I was like,
Where's there a woo going on? Where's that woo coming from? Hey, audience, I got a question. Where's that woo?
Hey, all you bountiful bards and bardettes, welcome back to I Cast Vicious Mockery. I'm Austin.
I'm at.
Where's that woo coming from? Hey, man, where's that woo?
Well, we had a false start
We did have a false start.
because the fan was still on.
I apologize to everybody who had to hear us do the intro with the fan on
yeah.
and then stop and then do the intro again without the fan. I'm sorry for wasting all of your time.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry that we're wasting your time even more by talking about it and really dwelling on it.
Oh boy. How far are we into this episode? We've got maybe 80 more minutes of ruminating on this now. I really just want to steep in it.
Right. Let's reflect on the mistake of leaving the heater blowing while we were recording for like 15 seconds.
At least 15 seconds.
I know.
Possibly more, maybe less.
And then we had to restart from the beginning.
From the very beginning.
It's changed my life. I'm a different person now.
There are a lot of lessons you can take out of this. But it almost feels pointless. Like none of it even matters.
No.
When any second you could have to restart the entire episode from the beginning because the heater is on.
Right.
Like, why
what's the
bother
point?
with lessons?
What's the point? Like sometimes you look back at your life and you're like, oh man, that one time in high school and I did that thing that really did change the course of my life. But rarely in the moment do you know how much it has really impacted you.
Yeah. Rarely can you be 30 seconds into the episode and be like, this is it. This episode is over. My life is over. If I could do it all again, I would. And I will. But it doesn't change what happened.
Things are different now.
Things are different now. It's 30 seconds later now. Oh my God. Are we late again?
Rashizar
Okay.
has a spell for us.
Thanks, Rashizar.
Yeah, Rashizar. Thank you. That's Rashizar. Rashizar.
Okay, I think it's Rashizar.
Yeah, I don't know. He actually has two spells for us. One is a second level abjuration spell called Diminish. So the concept behind these two, they're both sort of like, hey, what if you want to do counter spell, but you can't cast third level spells yet, or you don't want to use a third level spell slot?
Both good points.
Like maybe it's not going to do the same thing, but it'll still be helpful in some way. Right. So Diminish is second level. It has a huge range, 120 feet.
I think that's the same as Counterspell, or is that only 60 feet?
Probably. It's probably the same. Counterspell's pretty long too, I think.
Right.
So you attempt to rein in the effect of a target spell. These get kind of complicated. I don't know if you like it or not. The caster makes a saving throw with their spell casting attribute or constitution if the spell is not a spell, but rather like some ability that acts like a spell. On a failure, the spell's area of effect decreases in size as described below. If it is a line, it is shrunk in half of its normal length, rounded up to the nearest 5. Cone shrinks half normal size, rounded up to the nearest multiple of 5.
Wow. Okay, so a cone of 15 feet becomes a cone of 10 feet.
Yeah.
Right. I think we can round it down. But then again, then it would be a cone of 5 feet,
feet, which is a third.
and also not a cone.
Probably
It's
not.
just the one space in front of you. Anyway,
No longer a cone. Squares shrink to half the size to the nearest multiple of 5. Circles shrink to half normal size. I guess it's really the same. It's the same
it
up to the
yeah,
multiple of
it's
5.
it's very difficult to shrink some of these, but I fully agree with the idea of this spell. I love that. I
Yeah,
just think it's hard to like
it's hard to do. Yeah.
the math is hard.
So, well, this makes it nice at least. Spells with complex shapes, such as wall spells, are not valid targets for the spell. So, if it's not a line, cone, square, cube, circle, or sphere,
Mhm.
can't use this spell on it. Alternatively, you can use it to reduce the range of a spell. Any ranged spell attack is reduced by half the target range. If no valid target if no valid targets remain for the attack within the new range, the attack is expended with no effect.
So they could choose a new target once you've shrunken their range. Is that what I'm gathering?
Uh, Let me see the wording again. Um, yeah, you could change targets.
Okay, that makes sense.
Hmm.
Honestly, it feels like that particular part is to make it a second level spell, whereas it could be a first level spell and just do the AoE thing.
Okay, that's
You
a
know,
yeah, yeah.
I totally get that they're a similar concept, but I feel like forcing somebody to change targets is different than changing where they can hit with something. Is that true? Am I right about
Uh,
this? I might be wrong. I
I
might be
can,
totally backwards.
but I can
I
see.
feel like I have to think about it more. Oh, also my thing about the 10-foot
Mm-hmm.
or the 15-foot cone going down to a 10-foot cone.
Mm-hmm.
I did just realize that that is, I mean, it is actually
Like
taking off more than half the squares affected.
yes,
So that's pretty interesting.
right.
Hmm.
It actually does have a rather significant effect.
Yeah.
Um, Also, um, this also has the same rules as counterspell in terms of this is a second level spell, and if the spell it's attempting to affect is higher than second level, then you have to roll for it, just
Okay.
like how you do with counterspell. And there is no option.
To use it at higher levels or
Uh, yeah, there's no option to cast it at higher levels
interesting.
because, well, I mean, it kind of makes sense because
Yeah.
if you're going to cast it at a higher level, you might as well just cast counterspell.
True. That would shut off their spell completely instead then.
Right, and there's no benefit because of the way the spell slots work to use this instead. Yeah, it wouldn't make any sense to cast this at higher levels
Hmm.
if you know counterspell. Um, so this is only a second level spell, but uh, it likely you're gonna roll for this, right?
Yeah.
And I think the risk reward here balances out pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, I think
Yeah.
I think risk reward is makes sense. The second one is a first level spell called Disrupt.
Hmm.
Has most of the same characteristics, except the range is only 60 feet for this one.
Okay.
Um, the target makes a saving throw with their spellcasting attribute, same way. On a failure, the spell that they're casting is weakened in all of the following ways that apply to the spell. The caster has disadvantage on attack rolls made for the spell. Oh, does that include? Did they already roll for it? Because you could. I think you can cat.
This is a
No.
reaction.
Yes, man. I don't know the rule. You see, this is one of the detriments to not actually knowing these ahead of time because I don't remember the counter spell. If the rule is, I don't know if you can cast counter
After they've
spell
hit.
after you know the effect of it.
Yeah.
I think you can only cast counter spell when they're casting a spell,
Mm-hmm.
but before they roll. I think it has to be before they roll because otherwise they could be like, all right, that spell hits this party member. And then they're like, oh, I cast counter spell. Yeah, I don't think you can do that. So, okay. So that makes sense. The DM says this person is going to cast. They say the word cast, and you're like, I cast diminish on them. Right. Okay. There we go. That makes sense. So now they have disadvantage if it works.
Mm-hmm.
All creatures affected by the spell have advantage on saving throws made against it. So if it's a saving throw, everybody has advantage. Saving throws made to maintain concentration on the spell have disadvantage. Okay. So this is almost like a debuff of that particular spell
Mm-hmm.
that they're casting. Interesting. Um, if the triggering spell was cast using, it's the same rolling thing. You know what this makes me think of? So here's here's a look into my personal life. That's what everybody wants. Uh, Myself and some friends have been watching through Naruto
Yeah.
again. We have been skipping the filler. So we did finish the original Naruto series and we're going to be
In
moving
other
on to
words,
Shippuden.
they're only actually watching half of Naruto.
Yes. Almost
The bad
exactly.
half.
The bad half. We watched the spoilers for Naruto filler for anybody who cares. We watched 2 filler episodes that are each like actually 4-episode arcs, but we only watched the last episode of each. We watched the one where they look for that one bug that can smell things, and then Naruto farts on it and renders it a completely useless 4 episodes that end up no different than how it started. That infuriated me when I was younger and I didn't realize that it was filler.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I thought this was all supposed to be part of the story,
Yeah.
I was like, they're right back where they started. What was the point? None of this makes any difference. All right. So anyway, um, uh, this feels Neji. You know how he plugs people's chakra holes
Yeah. With his chakra fingers.
chakra fingers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because counterspell is like you dismantle the weave around their spell entirely.
Mm-hmm.
Like basically you get right up in there like a mechanic and you just start messing stuff up in there and you just and higher level spells are harder to, would be harder to dismantle. But these are like you hit one specific point in it with not a lot of effort and you make it not work as good.
Yeah. You just kink the hose.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, exactly. You just do something little that has a resounding effect on it. And maybe you mess up and you don't hit the right spot and it actually doesn't do anything at all. But the times where it works are probably pretty satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It almost feels like Ty Lee pressure point type things, but for spells.
Mm-hmm.
I like stuff like that. It's like,
Yeah, I do like the idea of being able to diminish a spell's effect like that. Exactly.
mhm.
I wish it makes me wish that counterspell wasn't third level. It makes me wish that there was more intricacy to countering spells, and
Yeah.
that counterspell was like an 8th level thing where you use it like in a serious emergency, and you don't just go like, "Oh, they're using a spell. I know what to do."
Alternatively, you could make all of this one spell.
Mm-hmm.
And if you cast it at first level, it does that first level thing. And if you cast it at second level, it does the second level thing. And third
Mm-hmm.
level and higher is completely countered.
Right.
That could work.
Yeah. 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 It's just the multiple levels of shutting the tap.
Right. Because, you could argue that at the end of the day, you're actually kind of doing the same thing
Mm-hmm.
for all of these. including but not limited to counterspell.
Yeah. Yep. Both yeah, that sounds like a good alternative to me. Either move counterspell up and add even more of these options with countering magic by blocking off various, different things. Like for instance, what's the mute deafen? No,
Yeah,
blind
blind
deafen.
deafen. Yeah,
That's such a cool spell for blocking magic.
yeah,
Um,
because some spells target a creature you can see,
mhm,
and you could argue that certain verbal components would be difficult if deafened.
yeah. Uh, like for instance, if you were doing a concentration spell that required a verbal component,
Hmm.
as soon as you're deafened, that'll throw off the concentrate. Like you definitely have at least disadvantage on that Constitution save to keep that spell concentrating. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think that's that's very logical, Mr. Spock.
Yeah. Um, I can't really think of other ways to count. Like they already pretty much covered it. Maybe things that reduce damage, but that already exists, right? I don't know if it does. There's
I
stuff that increases armor class, but I don't know if there's stuff that
Right.
reduces damage outright.
Um, not anything that I know of that affects the spell that's being cast.
Hmm.
I mean, there are things that you can do to yourself and your fellow party members
Hmm.
that give you resistance to things, but
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything that
I
reduces the spell
like
effect. Yeah.
the idea of an offensive abjurer,
Yeah.
right? Like
Mhm.
somebody who like cuz abjuration is usually like shieldy type magic,
Yeah.
creating barriers and stuff. But like somebody who instead blocks off magic from other people. Like a Ty Lee thing where they come and they shut off your magic.
Yeah, there
Like maybe counterspell is the third or like maybe fifth level. And then at seventh level, you've got like um what would it be called? I don't know, something where you shut off their magic, like real good, right? And like they have to expend maybe a higher level spell slot in order to get their magic back.
Yeah, well, we did have something like that in one of our early episodes before we knew what we were doing
Hmm.
in any capacity. Because we talked about that because there were some rules, alternative rules, to dispel magic
Right.
that, like, if you target a creature that can cast magic, they have to make some kind of saving throw, and then you might actually shut off their ability to do magic for a little while.
Yeah.
Not permanently, probably. Permanently would be way too good, way too strong
Hmm.
of a thing to do. But if you could like shut off their ability to do magic for a little bit, that'd be pretty cool.
Yep, it would.
Um, I don't know. I always want to lean toward.
What happens to a beholder if you shut off its magic? It falls to the ground, right? Or do they?
Yeah,
Is their hovering magical or is it non-magical?
I think it's unclear.
Because a flume,
Hmm.
their hovering is non-magical.
Is it?
Yeah, they hover out of like they have little jets on their butt.
Oh, butt jets.
Yeah, that's how they hover.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's in their like description for their yeah, for the creature
Hmm. Or at
description.
least it says that they use that to move around. So it might
Hmm.
technically just propel them and then they hover magically.
Oh, so they're like under constant levitation, and then
Hmm.
they,
And they just kind of like
yeah, yeah,
because that's why they have their name. It's based on the sound
the
that the
sound that,
air
yeah,
makes
yeah, yeah.
coming out of them. But I don't know if that's all that keeps them up because then as long as you're around them,
It's like a vacuum cleaner going
I'm
around
imagining
everywhere.
it sounding like a jet engine.
I don't. They're not that fast. They're
They're
not.
not that fast,
They're not
but
that
like
intense.
it would be it'd be a lot. It would I guess it would be at least a vacuum level of volume.
Right.
So they'd be like, "Hey, what's up?" And you'd be
Yeah.
like, "What?"
What?
And they'd be like,
We're being stealthy.
Yeah, it'd be great. I like that.
Awesome.
Anyway, I don't know what we were talking. Can we get another?
Beholders? Yeah, sure. Okay.
Can we get
Anyway,
another
yeah,
homebrew?
yeah,
Yeah,
homebrew.
I
Yeah,
think we're ready for one.
we're good. We're good. We're ready for it. We're ready for it. Okay. This is a magic item. It's raiment of the final. Oh, sorry, raiment, not raiment. Raiment
Okay.
of the final dawn.
I was like, that's a word.
Is that a word?
Okay.
This is a legendary item.
Wait, is that the name of the item or is this the user's name?
Oh, sorry. The user is the mithril canvas.
Ah.
Yes, the mithril canvas, raiment of the final dawn. It's a wondrous item.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. While wearing this coat, you have an advantage against being charmed or frightened, and you can understand and speak celestial. This item can store up to 3 charges. When a creature is reduced to 0 hit points within 30 feet of you, this item gains a charge. If the creature was an undead or fiend, this item gains 2 charges. So it has 2 abilities. Consecration is the first one. This person knows how to do some flavor text here. From the blood of the infernal that stains this holy vestment, light shines forth. You can use an action to activate this feature, causing you to become a holy avatar of battle. While this feature is active, at the start of each of your turns, you regain an amount of hit points equal to 1 plus your constitution modifier. You have resistance to fire and necrotic damage, and melee attacks against you, and melee attacks you make deal an additional 2d4 radiant damage. At the end of each of your turns, the raiment loses a charge until it has no charges remaining, at which point this feature is no longer active. Once this feature has been used, it cannot be used again until the next dawn.
So it's like some kind of crazy charge up and rage deal.
Yeah, it's like a celestial rage almost.
Celestial. So
Celestial Rage is the name of my new band.
I'm missing
by the way.
something with the name of this.
Yes.
I just think I'm missing something. I feel like there's something in the D&D lore about the Final Dawn that I just don't know about and that I'm missing it right now. And that would, like, I think the name makes sense to me as a standalone thing, but I think it ties into something and I just don't know it as
Right.
well. That's what I'm guessing
Well,
so far.
you're not alone because I don't know it either.
Yeah.
Its second ability, corruption. If a creature is reduced to 0 hit points within 30 feet of you, while this item has 3 charges, at the start of your next turn, you must succeed a DC 18 Wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, you move directly toward the nearest creature to you and use an attack action against that creature. You can choose whether or not to use your extra attack feature for this manic attack. If there's more than one possible target, roll to randomly determine the target. You then regain control for the remainder of your turn. If you are under an effect that prevents you from concentrating, such as rage, you automatically fail this saving throw.
Oh.
Okay. So this is like things die around you and it charges up the thing, but if it overcharges the thing, then it takes you over a little bit there.
Yeah.
That's
And
pretty
that
intense.
makes sense because of the way that they flavored it. It's like a holy robe that has been tainted by infernal magical energy stuff. And so that's kind of
Right.
cool.
It is cool. Yeah.
I do like that they chose the words consecrate and corrupt because those both start with C. Good job. Nice alliteration.
Right. It's an interesting like dichotomy,
Isn't it? Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
in the I love stuff that has risk reward mechanics. This
one is begging for you to hit that 3.
Yeah.
And go beyond that even. Because I don't know about you, but I don't want that effect for only 2 turns in a day. I want that for like a nice extended battle.
Right. Exactly.
Right? Like I want to have 6 charges on that thing at any given time. So that way when it gets real, it gets real.
Oh yeah. Well, I think that the way it's worded, it only holds 3.
I know, I think you can have more than
Um,
3. Maybe?
no, this item can store up to 3
Oh,
charges.
only up to 3.
But
Okay.
and when you have 3
Mhm.
and something dies within 30 feet of you, then you don't get another charge. It just instead of getting a charge, you go into some crazy rage mode.
Right. Well, it doesn't, but I guess it's just one attack.
Well,
It makes
yes.
you go crazy for an
Yeah,
attack, yeah.
right, at least one attack. And there is a saving throw attached to it,
Mhm.
as well. So, the saving throw is high, though. That's why it's a legendary item, I'm sure, because, 18 wisdom saving throw. Now, wisdom is a common saving throw
Mhm.
that is often bolstered, for, most characters. Most characters would get a pretty good wisdom saving throw,
But,
ability, but
do paladins use wisdom? No, they're charisma
no, well,
or
everybody gets 2.
yeah.
Paladins are charisma and strength, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fighters are,
or constitution. I don't remember.
what are they? Strength and ligma?
What was that? What'd you say?
Strength?
What was the other one?
Spider kiss?
Yes.
No. So I think though a lot of, because you get the boost on your melee attacks. That's the thing. Melee attacks get the additional radiant damage. So this has to be on a,
Fighter, barbarian, something like that. Yeah.
yeah.
Blood hunter, maybe.
Ooh, it would be spicy on a monk.
Oh yeah, on a monk.
I
On a
don't know if
monk.
they'd be able to do martial arts while wearing it though.
It's just a
I
coat.
think yeah,
It doesn't
okay.
count as armor.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just a coat. In fact, because magical items are categorized, and if it was categorized as armor, then it would be armor. But
Mhm.
it's categorized as a wondrous item,
Mhm.
so it's a coat.
Cool.
I
All
know.
right. So
Yeah.
yeah, throw that on your monk and just watch them punch everything into the sun for a few turns.
Right. And it's interesting. Don't mind the squeaking. Basket just found a toy that she really she really is.
Is that your reindeer?
Oh,
What's left of it?
oh! Did she tear the reindeer
She's
apart?
really brutalized this thing.
Oh,
I
basket.
guess we're gonna play with Basket during this episode. All right.
Right.
Well, what's up next? What do we
Okay.
got now?
All right. All right. So next up we have this. This comes to us from Dungeon Strugglers. It's, that's funny.
It's funny every time.
It's funny every time. Every time she squeaks, it's funny. Dungeon Strugglers. This is a shield. It is the Death Guard shield.
Ooh.
This requires attunement. This shield has a deathly visage on its surface in gold and bronze. While wearing the shield, you have resistance to necrotic damage and advantage on death saving throws. I love advantage on death saving throws, by the way. That's a cool thing.
For you to be like, all right, well, I'll probably be fine if I die. So let's just put it all out there.
Let's just do it,
Yeah. Let's just jump right into it.
Additionally, as a bonus action, you can sense the presence of undead within 100 feet of you. Undead sensed by this effect cannot hide from you or gain advantage on attack rolls against you for 8 hours, and you are immune to being frightened by them.
Oh.
Once this property has been used, it cannot be used again until the next dawn. Curse. This is a cursed death shield. I can't believe this death shield is cursed.
Mm-hmm.
Vitality has fled your body. You are pale and your skin is cool to the touch. You gain the undead creature type in addition to your base type, and you are vulnerable to radiant damage.
So it makes you more effective against undead, but it also makes you undead.
Yeah, partially undead. You can go twice. You can also go twice as long without sleep, food, or water, as well. So it doesn't make you completely undead, but it makes you undead-like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And well, it makes you weak to all the things that undead are weak to as well.
Right.
Important to note.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody could use, what's that called? Not turn undead. The other one. The one that just kills them.
Turn undead can kill undead.
Oh.
Uh,
There's another one though, I think still.
smite.
Nah. Nah.
Uh,
It's another
a cleric thing or a paladin thing?
I don't remember. It's the same thing as turn undead, but bigger and stronger.
Well,
Either way, it can work on you, I think, if you have the undead type.
yes. Yeah. Well, turn undead gets stronger as it has level scaling. I'm pretty sure because
Oh yeah, it does.
turn undead
Yeah, that's
isn't
the
a
cleric.
spell.
Yeah,
That's a
it's the
cleric
cleric
ability.
ability.
Yeah. So I think that you are
When
thinking
I
of.
do clerical work, it makes me able to turn undead as well.
Yeah, cleric doesn't mean the same thing as it used to. I don't think
Yeah.
it's not nearly as cool. I wonder when that changed.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either.
Well, I guess so. Actually, clerks do clerical work.
Yes.
I don't know why that's the case either.
Well, my job title was clerk,
True.
technically,
Yeah.
but that it's very unclear to me what it means because I thought the clerical work was like paperwork
Papers. Yeah.
and stuff like that. But
Making sure all the bureaucracy was filed in the right bureaucracy.
right. And that was my job description. That was my job title was clerk. But that's not even close. I didn't do that very much at all. That was way less than most. Sorry, Basket just scared herself. It was way less than. It wasn't even an eighth of what I did. Involved paperwork.
Yeah.
Um. So anyway, I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. You know, though, we got to talk about this more because we're only like halfway through the episode and we only have 2 left.
Oh, that's fine. That's okay. I have another thing. I have other stuff.
Oh, okay.
We have other stuff we can talk about.
Hey, Rashizar is back.
What?
Rashizar is back.
Rashizar?
I know.
You were here earlier.
Hey,
make
just
room
a
for
minute
other
ago.
people.
Yeah, I know. Quit being.
Rashizar.
Yep.
More like greedy Azar.
Nailed it.
Dude.
There's a spell called Bestow Curse. Maybe you've heard of it.
Yeah.
Rashizar was like, yo,
Bestow corpse.
what if there was the antithesis of this?
Okay.
Bestow boon.
Ooh.
What if you could give somebody a good thing instead of giving somebody a bad thing?
Okay.
All right. So this is lasts for an hour, and you perform a rite bestowing 1 boon from the list below on a willing creature.
Do you know if
other
it's a
than
right
yourself.
or a wrong before you do it, though?
Unclear. The boon lasts for the spell's duration or until the target drops to 0 hit points. If the target is already under the effects of the spell, any previous boons on them end early. So it's got that whole thing where you can't stack effects and everything, right? Normal D&D cover in their track stuff. Yeah. So there are 4 of these. The first is Boon of Protection. The target gains +1 to their AC and all saving throws. It's a nice little.
That's niftiddly.
That's a nice little boon. Got a nice little thing going on there. You're feeling a little spry, feeling a little extra spry, you know. Feeling a little overall protected. It's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Here's the Boon of Grace. The target has an advantage on dexterity and charisma ability checks and saving throws. Additionally, they re-roll natural ones on all ability checks and saving throws.
Ooh.
So if you roll a 1, guess what? No, you didn't.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Which is extra cool because that gives you the opportunity to get a critical success off of a critical failure.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
For no other reason than you had this, blessing kind of. Bards, clerics, and paladins can cast this spell. So Yeah, I'll say blessing. Something like that. The boon of wrath means the target re-rolls natural ones on weapon attacks, and their weapon attacks deal an extra 1d4 radiant damage on a hit.
Cool.
So they got extra spicy hits, and they're better.
Really light it up.
They're better at hitting stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's the boon of purity. The target is immune to poison and disease and cannot become cursed. The effects of any curse on the target are suspended for the duration, and when the spell ends, the target may choose one curse affecting it. That curse permanently ends.
This is fantastic. Why isn't this in the game already? In fact, when you were reading it, I was like, this is already probably in the game. He's messing with me this time. No. Oh, okay.
Nope, it's her dinosaur.
Yep.
I know.
thought it was the cable.
Yes. For context, it looked like Basket was about to chew on the cable. No, she had her dinosaur. She's good.
Thank God. All right. Well, anyway, though, like seriously, it feels like it belongs in the game.
It really does.
What level of spell was it?
I was about to ask you if you were to take a wild guess what level you would think this is.
Maybe 6.
It's this third.
Whoa.
I know. It's pretty darn good for a third level spell.
I'm saying 6 because of the remove curse portion of it.
Yeah, that's pretty strong.
But maybe curses aren't all that strong.
I think under 5 is fair.
Is your jaw okay? I'm worried about this dog sometimes.
Basket, no strong jaw anymore?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. Although, no, now she's good.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what's up with it.
She was trying to go easy on you. She didn't want to embarrass you in front of the audience.
She's so fun. All right. Anyway, though, yeah. We got to put this in the seriously. I don't know who could take this. Bard, cleric, paladin.
Well, technically, Dissol and Saren can both get cleric spells, even though neither of them are clerics. But yeah, man, we don't have any bards, clerics or paladins,
yeah,
in our game, which is crazy because there are 8 players,
yeah,
total, doing different sessions in the same world.
None of the 2 of the players are artificers.
Yes, there's one overlap. So 7 different classes, and none of them are those 3 somehow.
Well, I love that spell.
I do too.
We'll never be able to use it.
All right. Yeah. All right. Got to save it for later.
Yeah. No. Okay. So wait a minute. Yeah. They really did a good job with those effects. Those feel so like.
Yeah, they feel so good. They feel so right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the other thing Rashizar had? I know I probably just said it. Were they
was that the abjuration ones?
Yeah, they did. No, yeah, they did the that was the first one that we talked about this episode. Oh, my brain is melting because I can't remember the word. Counterspell. The counterspell variants.
Yes.
The lower level counterspell variants. Yes.
That's a good way to put what they are. Yes.
Right. So I like the way you think, Rashizar.
Yeah.
You're okay in my book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your spell is definitely going in my book. Well, our book. We're using your spell in our book.
Yes.
That's what we should do. Steal everybody's homebrew.
Yeah.
And sell a book.
Perfect.
Yeah. If we don't credit them, it's fine. It's legal.
Right. As long as we
don't credit them. Because anybody can come up with the same homebrew.
I mean, what's that thing about the monkeys and the typewriters? Yeah.
Yeah. If enough monkeys ate the right typewriter, you could
their
whatever.
feces would spell out Moby Dick or whatever.
Mozart.
Right. I know that saying, if enough monkeys eat enough typewriters, their feces would spell out Mozart. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Yep.
if enough monkeys said the right saying, you could have any Mozart. Basically, it's like AI generated Mozart,
Right.
but with monkeys.
Right. Monkeys are basically AI.
That's pretty deep, man.
Yeah. Thank you. I thought long and hard about it for the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, good job. See all that ruminating earlier? It paid off.
Yeah. It was about this the whole time,
It
and
was about this.
I didn't even realize.
We didn't know what we were growing into.
We didn't understand. We were so young,
Yeah.
so naive.
Sometimes you have to clip off part of a plant for it to grow into a new form.
Anyway,
All right.
Rex Hex 2000.
Okay, wait. Give me that name again.
Rex Hex 2000.
Okay, cool. I like it.
They've got a 9th level necromancy spell.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to tell you what it does first, because
Some necromancy.
this is divisive.
I just cracked part of my back that I didn't know was crackable. Anyway, go ahead.
This is going to be. I think this is divisive on the forums, on the hi basket, on the internet forums. So this spell has a range of it's 9th level, so it's pretty crazy, but it has a range of a mile.
Oh, it's the Edo Tensei, isn't it?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Range of a mile. Only clerics can use it. Okay, that makes sense. So the description is: your voice echoes with the power of a god. All creatures of your choice within range who died within the last hour are brought back to life at 1 hit point. So within a mile, anybody within the last hour who has died, back up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'm getting 1 mile per hour. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
The name of this spell is Rapture. That's the opposite of what Rapture is.
Yeah.
Rapture's the other way.
Well, so here's what I want.
Okay. Yeah.
For each creature that comes back to life
Mm-hmm.
by your choice, one has its soul like permanently banished somewhere.
Oh, but like also within range.
Yeah.
And it could be anybody who's currently alive too, within range.
Mm-hmm.
Their soul is
anybody with a soul
permanently banished somewhere. Interesting.
Yeah. Maybe something like that. I mean, that's that. Maybe they could make a saving throw, but then you wouldn't be able to bring back the person. That's tricky. Because it feels like you should just be able to bring him back. But then again, it's a 9th level spell. Oh, it's tricky though. It's tricky to balance this one. It's tricky to balance it.
I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure True Resurrection is a 9th level spell.
Mm-hmm.
And this feels way more powerful than that. Well,
True Resurrection can bring back somebody who was dead for 1,000 years or something, right?
I think it's 100, but yeah.
100,000?
No, 100 years.
Oh.
True Resurrection can bring back 100,000 people. That's what I'm saying.
This spell can.
Well, yeah.
As long as you can fit them within a mile.
As long as the army died within the last hour.
Yeah. I guess, well, really, it's 3.14 square miles.
So
how many people can fit into 3.14 square miles?
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Because it's a mile radius. Yeah. The linchpin there, though, is they had to have died within the last hour.
Right. Yeah.
So, what fascinates me about this too is the insane range. Why a mile? That's so big. That's like really big.
Yeah. There's got to be something to it, though.
This spell is useful in the very, very specific scenario where you're facing down a TPK and it's the cleric's turn and they're the only one left.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
You know,
yep. You got it. That's exactly it. It is when it comes down to your cleric, they can come in the most clutch.
Right.
Literally, exactly. there is no more clutch than this,
Exactly.
to lay down one's life for a friend.
The other linchpin, though, is
Yeah.
that they're brought back only to 1 hit point.
Yeah.
So if they're all clustered and there's an AoE coming in, they're all Dunyan rings again, you know?
Mm-hmm. But
Uh,
if you it if you die
Go on.
and you come back,
Okay.
you still don't have your spell slots, right?
I
How does that work?
No,
How do
because
spell slots work?
you haven't had
Time to
a
rest.
long rest. Yes.
Yeah.
So you're thinking use this as a hard reset.
I'm saying
If-
have 2 clerics in your party and just go back and forth with this.
to hard reset your
Yeah.
spells.
Just only fight at 1 hit point. Like for all time. Your whole party just has 1 hit point. And just live life on the edge, man. Get super low constitution scores unless it helps your attacks, and just be the glassiest cannons. And then have some stupid revival mechanic. I'm not saying this spell is stupid. The spell is good and fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, like, have the thing where everybody has to drop to 0 hit points at the same time, or else they come back the next turn. And since nobody cares, maybe what you have is a bunch of things that boost temporary hit points, you know, and then you've
Mhm.
just got a bunch of damage, and that's it. You don't worry about armor, because I mean, whatever, you'll die. It's fine.
Mhm.
You'll come back. You know, you don't worry about any of that stuff. So you just maximize what damage you can do.
So another thing to consider,
Mhm.
9th level spell slot, even at the highest level, you only get 1.
Yeah, but
So
that's why I was thinking if you die and your spell slots come back,
oh,
you would just keep reviving each other back and forth,
right. I guess if
and
you're
like allowing yourself to die, and you only have 1 hit point, so it's guaranteed. You just stand like actually you just stand like a mile apart.
Yeah.
You don't even participate in the battle.
Okay. So the one cleric has
And you're
ascending
just like,
stone.
all right, it's my turn, I guess, and then you die that turn, and then you know which turn it is.
Okay. One character. So okay, you need. I've got it. You need one of your party members to actually have a big pool of hit points,
Mm-hmm.
and they like non-casting, right? Like barbarian would be perfect.
Okay.
They have ascending stone, and when all the other members go down, they communicate to the cleric that's like up to a mile away out of the battle to cast that spell on all their friends, reset all of their spells. And then you need like some sort of teleportation magic item or something. And then they switch places.
Switch the clerics.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. So and yeah, teleportation magic, that's easy if you're working with 9th level.
Yeah. If you've got level 20 characters, then yeah.
And the 2 clerics should be twins, played by the same person.
Yes. Both. For some reason, when you said that, I was thinking like movie casting. So I was like,
Both of them should be Adam Sandler.
Exactly. You're the clerics should be played by
No. But this
Yeah.
is so this is a real thing now.
Yeah.
You're allowed to have the whole spells reset when you die, even though that's not how it's supposed to work. You're allowed to have that as long as you actually talk like an Adam Sandler character.
Right. Yeah. You have to be so.
But if your party members get tired of it and kill you, you do die in real life.
Oh, when you
Like-
die in the game, you die for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
And by the way, I have to say,
yeah.
I like Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah.
And
Well.
I especially like it when he talks like a dumb character. That's funny.
It's funny stuff.
I don't care who you are. That's funny.
Well, the other thing too is that those clerics that you play, they can only participate in battles that take place in a tropical location. Oh no! The deer broke.
The deer broke.
Audio only. Yeah, Basket was playing with the deer and it broke. Well,
It was already pretty broken.
it was pretty busted up. Yeah,
It
as it was.
It was on its literal last leg. That was the last leg.
That was the last leg.
No, it's on its
Basket
just head and torso.
Basket's still squeaking it. Oh, all the legs were like that?
Yeah.
Is that how it was?
Well, okay, so they were actually. Let me explain how this reindeer works. It had 4 legs.
Yes. Perfect.
They were attached to ropes.
Yes.
Or they were ropes. And the ropes went through the body of the reindeer in an X.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So like the top right leg and the bottom left leg were one
We're
thing.
one rope, yeah. Okay.
And now it has no legs. And hey, no, you can't eat this stuff.
Yeah, Basket wants to eat things that aren't edible, as usual.
Yep. A lot of things are not edible to dogs in the same way that they are to humans. And so she's just like constantly surrounded by things where she's like, I can eat that.
And
Watch me do it.
Watch me.
Watch me do.
Watch me eat. Watch me eat. Oh, so this party that we've come up with, that I'm sure someone will take this and actually do it.
Yeah.
I'm convinced.
Mhm.
So we've got the 2 clerics played by Adam Sandler. Right. We've got the barbarian. Who plays the barbarian?
Vince Vaughn.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Dwayne Johnson, but I couldn't see him.
Oh my God.
In the same movie as Adam Sandler.
They can be in the same movie.
Okay.
They can get along.
All right. So we've got The Rock
Mhm.
playing the barbarian.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
But he's like a quippy, like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, he gives them the one-liner every time he talks on the mic.
right.
Or on the, what is that thing called?
His rage
Radio.
is more of a mild panic sort of situation. Okay. So who else needs to be in this party? We need what?
The person who does the teleportation.
Okay, so that sounds like a wizard to me. We're going to say wizard.
That's a wizard.
All right. That wizard would benefit the most from this whole spell hard reset from dying situation anyway.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Who's playing the wizard in this one? That's Sir Ian.
Oh, you know what?
McKellen. No.
For some reason, I wanted to say Emma Stone, but that might be because we have the rock in it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like a rock and a stone, and it's like a thing.
And then it's a thing.
It's a thing.
But now Adam Sandler doesn't make sense anymore.
Now Adam Sandler doesn't make sense.
I know. Yeah. No, this is tough. Okay. Wizard.
So sorry, Emma Stone, you didn't make the cut.
Okay. I thought Daniel Radcliffe, but maybe not.
That's, yeah. Oh, you're a wizard, Harry.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's too obvious.
Yeah.
No, we need somebody. We need a sleeper. Somebody who could be a
Ewan
wizard.
McGregor.
Yeah, you would never expect it.
No, because he plays a space wizard.
Right. Only
different thing.
Yes, different. Totally different. Space wizard.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay. You know what? I'll take that. Ewan McGregor. So we got The Rock.
Yeah, because he would say something fun when teleporting them.
Right.
He'd be like, "Hello there."
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah, I know it. I know all about it.
Okay. So who else would be in this party? You're right.
We've got at least one more.
They have a rogue.
They
have a rogue for finishing it.
Thinking rogue. I was thinking rogue.
Yeah, the barbarian takes all the hits and the rogue deals all the damage.
Right. Yeah, we've got a nice rogue here. A rogue barbarian combo makes sense anyway. You know?
Yeah.
All right. Who's playing the rogue though? It's got to be Tilda Swinton.
Who's that?
That was just a joke. That was the first celebrity name that came to my mind. I actually can't remember who that is.
Okay.
I'm not well versed in celebrities. The name Tilda Swinton came to mind, and that's what I said.
Okay.
So that's all. Chris Pratt. He's got to be in this movie. Chris Pratt's got to be in this movie, dude.
You're not wrong. Although no, he would be.
Yeah,
he's the bard.
They need
a bard because of bardic inspiration.
Yes,
they're relying on the rogue never missing a crit.
Right. So they need the bardic inspiration. So they've got Yeah, Chris Pratt's the bard. He has to be.
Chris Pratt's the bard.
All right. But we still need a rogue. Ah,
We do.
man, we need a rogue.
They need to be somebody who can really deal some damage.
Right. Some lurky,
Some lurky. Ooh, yeah.
lurky, skulky guy.
Yeah. Somebody who's really hidden in the back. Really
Tom Hiddleston is too obvious.
Too obvious.
Too obvious. We're not going to go with Tom Hiddleston.
No.
Tom Holland is too likable.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, no, they can't. They don't need to be unlikable.
That's true.
Right, but they need to be able to.
Zendaya.
That's okay. I was thinking maybe Zendaya.
Zendaya. She would make a great rogue.
She could play anything
in this movie. Yeah, that's true.
And I would still look fondly back on my time when we were together.
Yeah, you and Zendaya
on our
were together.
Relationship.
Yeah, your dream relationship that you had with her.
You make it sound like it was a perfect relationship. It was not perfect. It happened in a dream. It wasn't a dream. We worked at it. Okay.
It was still work, even though it was Zendaya. It was still work.
Like we were discovering ourselves. Okay, and like we made some solid progress. But it wasn't like it was perfect.
But I had to wake up eventually.
It was a very vivid dream. It really was.
Yeah, I believe you. One of those things where if you ever ran into Zendaya in real life, you would be like, "Oh, hey, honey."
No, I don't really use pet names.
No,
but,
no. Okay.
Except for Basket.
Yeah. Basket. What's Basket's pet name?
Basket.
No, Basket, yeah.
I don't know what her human name was.
She never turns back into a human, or at least not when I'm around.
No, it's a curse.
Oh.
She was a human and got turned into a dog, and then we adopted her. Yeah.
Disney Channel original movie.
Yeah. Starring Zendaya as the voice of Basket.
As Basket. Okay, I can't tell what I would prefer more. A movie where with these characters or those actors playing those characters in an actual D&D game. I'm not sure what I would prefer. I feel like Adam Sandler wouldn't get along with the rest of those guys. I feel like all of those guys would get along except Adam Sandler for some reason. I have nothing to base that on. That's just kind of what it seems like to me.
I don't know. What is Adam Sandler like? I no idea.
I don't know. There's that video I watched once. I think it's pretty popular. That like described how he basically just makes movies now to go on vacation. Which why not? I mean,
like that. Also, people work remotely. And they have a job where they get to stay home all day.
Right, exactly.
Like I'm not complaining about that either. I'm just saying that's the same thing on a different budget level.
Right, exactly.
That is the exact same thing. Like those people who are working from home,
Mhm.
if their job doesn't care about what hours they work, they can move to Indonesia and spend $100 a month on all of their living expenses and live in a mansion.
Yeah.
And just be like, cool, I'll spend the rest of it on traveling the world.
Right. Yeah.
It's just what Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You could do that if you want.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? All right, so this was our Adam Sandler podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah. I gotta go call Zendaya back.
Call her back.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while since I've heard from her.
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on.
I feel like I don't know where we're at, but maybe we could get back together. I do love that that dream was like well after I was married. And it was still like, huh,
Hmm.
did I really?
Did I really date Zendaya?
Like recently?
Like recently?
Like when did that happen in turn? Huh.
There was a moment. I don't remember anything bad going on with him. I mean, marriage, but maybe it was just.
When did I get rid of the motorcycle?
I had a motorcycle.
Yeah. Do I still have the helmet somewhere? What? Yeah, that's kind of how I felt.
How did I get back here? I was living in LA.
It wasn't LA. It was
Oh, no. Like Spokane, Washington.
yeah, maybe. We were living in some kind of artist co-op thing.
Okay.
But it was in a fairly big city. So Spokane's not big enough, but well, maybe. No, it wasn't Spokane though,
What, like
because
Portland?
it could have been Portland. It was too cloudy and dreary. Spokane's basically in a desert.
Seattle?
See, it could have been Seattle,
There you go.
but maybe it was. Yeah, you know what? It could have been Seattle or Portland. That's what I'm thinking. It probably was.
I
I
don't know
guess I'll have
what.
to go back and see if anybody has heard.
Hey, I was just wondering.
Hey,
Do you guys remember me dating Zendaya?
do you remember that?
Do you guys?
Like we watched some art films together. We definitely made some art together and stuff. And like we lived here in town.
We definitely lived around here. Oh, well.
Hey, Basket, do you want to eat?
Oh,
Do you want to
Basket's
eat?
so excited. So excited.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go feed Basket.
Yep, it's
Hope you
perfect
guys
timing
have
for
a
that.
swell day.